I've known for a while that we have to do some kind of video like this. We have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about the future of this channel. We have to talk about what's going to happen for those of us that are K-beauty enthusiasts. I got my last YesStyle order in. I have a lot to tell you there. We're about to do an AM skincare routine. I bought these off of Stylevana, which might get a lot more expensive depending on the future, but everything is uncertain, just like this video. I've got an AM routine to do over here today. I am going to be using really a mix of absolutely everything. Some of the new products that I bought from YesStyle, a little bit of PR, got some Innisfree in, but this product that I actually bought on Flip, the Soft Sweet Micellar Cleanser and Toner from a brand called Care, had never heard of them. I am so in love with this. If you are like me and don't necessarily wash your face every morning, you might love this. It's a no-rinse micellar water toner all-in-one and just super, super nice to use. I was a little hesitant because of that menthol ingredient at first, but my skin is actually, it's loving this. So before I go further with today's video, I want to make sure you know that this video is not going to be perfect. This is something I've been increasingly thinking about. Every time I film a long-form video, there is something in the video that I feel like could be taken out of context. It happened last week. In my Black-owned haul, there's a part in that video where I say something like, "Nobody watched my short." And it hit me a few days later that I was like, what am I calling the 1,000 people that did watch that nobodies? Like, that's so rude. That's so stinking rude. I really apologize. That was rude. But it's the kind of thing where my anger is at the YouTube algorithm because I don't understand why these videos aren't shown to people that click the subscribe button. But it's one of those things where you have to communicate this or it sounds like you're just mad at your subscribers, and that wouldn't make sense. I'm so grateful for my subscribers. And I've only become aware of it because I did start making shorts. I started making these 1-minute long videos where I hyper-analyze every word that comes out of my mouth, and I think about how could this be interpreted, because I have 60 seconds in that video. With that amount of time, how do you perfect things? And it just, long form is never perfect in that sense. Moving on, I gotta try these Flowers Bloom Osmanthus eye masks. This is Chinese skincare, and with these tariffs that are supposed to be finalized by March 4th, that's tomorrow, getting Chinese beauty may get a lot harder. Oh, whoa, there's flowers in this. No, that makes sense. It's called Flowers Bloom. Look at this. Oh, this is so interesting. This is why I like Chinese beauty. It's so innovative. I don't know how this works though. How do you place these? Is it like this? Is that, oh, that's gonna be interesting. Oh, I don't know if I can, yeah, okay. I doubted it, and look at that, what? The dichotomy between me being excited about products and these very difficult bullet points over here that I have to talk about. I have to. It's important for us to communicate, you know, in any kind of relationship that you ever have in life. Communication is so key, and I'm sure that applies for content creators and viewers. Of course, I get some amount of people saying, you know, stop being so political. Just stop it, keep politics out of skincare. On one hand, I do get that. I do understand why people say things like that. I don't know if everybody knows this, but YouTube is in fact international, so believe it or not, most of you are not actually citizens of the United States of America. In fact, my most recent statistics are that less than 40% of you are watching this channel from the US of A. And I've known that for a long time. We fluctuate. We've been up to 46% American at the peak. That's the maximum I've seen, but you know, we've never actually had a United States majority here. And I personally think that's beautiful. I think that's a testament to how much K-beauty in particular brings us all together. That said, I also don't understand why people say this, because it says right in my channel description that this channel is ingredients focused. I am a person who has certain allergies. Ingredients matter a lot to me, and so I've always made it a priority to share that, to talk about ingredients. And as we've talked about a lot, different countries have different ways that they require companies to write out ingredients lists. When we talk about sunscreens, we are talking about government regulations. Surely I don't have to go off again about sunscreen regulations. Surely we've talked enough about this on the channel for you to see that this is very clearly political. But even if you ignore these parts, how can you ignore these tariffs? You just simply cannot be an enthusiast of skincare and not be affected by politics. And even if you have never bought a K-beauty product internationally in your entire life, these tariffs are going to affect prices. We know this. I'm going to pull these off. They have lifted a little bit here, but overall, I have absolutely loved the experience of these. It feels cooling not just here, but here. It's got ingredients like niacinamide, licorice. Moving on to the Innisfree product. So this is sold at Sephora, brand new release at Sephora. And needless to say, I will not be able to use this sunscreen because unfortunately I have irritation to some of these filters. I can use Korean sunscreen filters, so we're going to use one in today's video, but I just cannot use, I think it's homosalate. I think that's the one. It could also be dependent on the amount, that's possible, but I almost always get irritation and I just don't want to risk it. But I will use the full size of the Green Tea Enzyme Vitamin C Brightening Serum from this set. This looks like it has, will you be able to see this? Some suspended oil droplets in it. And it is made with 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid. Now again, this is a new release, so I don't have long-term thoughts on it, but it did kind of jump in and become my primary vitamin C for these past few days. Really easy to use. I like the enzyme ingredients. Those seem to work for me, even though I struggle with a lot of chemical exfoliants. Enzymatic exfoliation is obviously a little different. And one more thing before we move on from this point, you know, if you are still saying, no, I still don't see it, I don't understand how politics are a part of skincare, then fine. Politics are still a part of this channel. As a queer person in America, these politics are affecting me, and in particular, my trans friends and community. And I have no place in my life for anti-trans rhetoric. I am not going to entertain that for a second. I am not going to entertain this whole LGB nonsense. No, it's LGBTQIA. All of us are included. Obviously, that has really been weighing on me lately. You know, it got a lot more scary to be an LGBTQ plus person in America. Oh, and really quickly, because there's always somebody in my comments who wants to say something like, oh, you're trans, aren't you? I am not trans myself, I support trans people, but at this point, listen, if you're gonna just insist I'm trans, fine. If your point is to make me feel bad about myself, it doesn't work. I'm a woman, trans women are women, so whatever point you're trying to make, it doesn't work on me. I'm not offended. All right, what else do I have on my list? Oh gosh, I have to apologize. That's right. I am so embarrassed right now. I want to apologize to Canada, Mexico, Greenland, China, and now Ukraine. Please just know that I want none of this. Please know that a lot of Americans want none of this. And you know, it really is hitting a point where I'm starting to feel like maybe I will have to leave this country because this country is just not at all currently aligning with my beliefs. Ending this AM routine with the K-Secret Soul 1988 Pine Tree and Ceramide Sunscreen. This brand, I've had a few people request it. I did buy this from YesStyle. Again, YesStyle might get harder for us Americans to order from. And the reason this saddens me so much is because I just cannot help but see YesStyle as the company that is responsible for me getting into K-beauty. I just have such positive connotations with YesStyle. You know, in 2017, I made my first ever order. I've talked about this before. I made my first ever order where I bought the CosRX Snail Mucin Essence. I bought a Korean sweatshirt that I actually still have to this day because, ooh, the quality is amazing. YesStyle is responsible for starting everything in my experience in a lot of ways for me. The accessibility, the giant catalog that they have. I love YesStyle. But this most recent order of mine, it took a month to come in. I've never had that experience in 8 years of ordering from YesStyle. Never had that experience. And this is the kind of nonsense that we're just seeing a lot of lately. I do not blame YesStyle. I don't blame USPS either. I honestly think all of this reminds me a lot of what happened with TikTok. Now, I know this is YouTube, and we've talked about this before. A lot of you don't watch TikTok. I don't even have a TikTok, right? But something happened earlier this year where if you knew anybody who does use TikTok, then surely you know a little bit about this. It disappeared for a day, and it was the strangest thing. It went down before it was even supposed to. It went back up. And then there was some kind of a note up thanking the president for whatever. It just felt like we were being jerked around. And I say this as somebody who didn't even have TikTok. And that just kind of feels like what's happened with the tariffs too. We have these tariffs now. We're taking them away temporarily. Oh, they're back on, off, gonna do this. Like, I just feel like the American people are currently being so pulled in different directions. I have one more item from my YesStyle haul for today's video, and that's these Judy Doll liquid eyeshadows. I already have mentioned them before. I have M01, which is a matte color. It's a beautiful matte color. So I went back for 2 more. Again, this might get a lot more complicated to import into the US. I don't know. But if we do have these tariffs, there is no way that it would affect strictly the products that are Chinese. It would affect Korean products because while these are made in Korea, this packaging is imported from China. It would affect US-made products. This is made in the US. This bottle is imported from China. But anyway, 39% of you are in the US. Some of you can still get these products. I really want things to go back to normal on this channel. I want to get back to doing reviews. If you missed it, last week I talked about finally being in therapy for everything. And when I say everything, by the way, I actually don't mean the political stuff. I actually mean all of the deaths that we dealt with. It's been really ridiculously hard. All of this political stuff on top of that. It is absolutely a lot of why I've been struggling so much to keep up. But the reason I'm still here is because ultimately I do love YouTube. I have some absolutely incredible subscribers here. Some of y'all are just the sweetest people. You all absolutely keep me going. You know, I'm sure this video is going to get some negative comments. Last week's video actually had some people in the comments section saying, oh, this video is such discrimination. I'm not entertaining that. I'm not gonna reply to those kind of comments. Same with the whole calling me trans stuff. No, I'm not entertaining it. But a lot of you are what keeps me going, and I plan to keep going as much as I can. I will tell you some final thoughts here. We're already experiencing a huge shift. You know, the very fact that I have made 1 YesStyle order. 1. Since this year started, should tell you everything, because this time last year I probably made 4, 5. I do think I will still make K-beauty orders. I'm going to kind of switch over to mostly Joel-C. That is my game plan right now. I think that Joel-C is the best in between in terms of pricing. They have a standard shipping option just like YesStyle and Stylovana, but they ship out of Korea. Have any of you tried the new Benefit, what's it called? Bounce Bad Gal? I picked this as a freebie in my last Sephora order. I do like it. It has minimally smudged on me. It's got that brush tip that I guess we're going to see more of this in the future. One side is kind of for application, the other side is for volumizing. It's pretty good. It's just now hard for this to compete against the Serena Win Beauty. The Win Beauty tubing mascara. Moving along, it was so nice of What's Up Beauty to send over this beautiful PR package featuring their new release of the Wind Dancer Pressed Setting Powder. So this is the shade Light. They do have, let me hold it up. This is the shade Light. They have a full range. They have 4 different shades. They say this is supposed to be weightless, comfortable, and breathable. Definitely feels weightless on my skin. And somehow they have infused this with panthenol and cocoa butter and shea butter in a powder. This is my first time using it because I wanted to show you the embossing, which will go away with use, but it's still there a little. For all my years of talking about sunscreens, a lot of people have said, oh, I hate that shiny finish, and I've just been over here like, I promise you, powder is for everyone. It is for everyone. Oh, what am I doing? Why am I using that brush? They sent me some of their brushes, and What's Up Beauty has truly some of the best brushes. They're made in Japan, too. We will use the blush brush today with one of their blushes, because I need to add a little bit of life into me. Let's use shade 10 here. This is Peaceful Pizza. I feel like this will be a good color for me. Ooh, oh, this is going to be really pretty. I do want to end this video by talking about things that we can do. And one of those things that we can do is to join in on the targeted no buys. I hope you all know why I'm using the word no buy. March 7th through March 14th, we will be not buying from Amazon. There are small businesses on Amazon, I know that, but we can do things like find these businesses on Amazon and then go directly to their storefronts, their Shopify pages. We can work around Amazon. Yes, we can. I will absolutely be participating in that. It will be very easy for me because I don't buy much from Amazon. What will be harder for me is March 21st through 28th. We will be not purchasing from Nestle, and that's going to be harder for me. Nestle owns a lot of our favorite beauty brands, so we're going to kind of just be, again, moving more towards small businesses. That is the lightest shade of this blush, baby pink with a light champagne sheen, very, very light. But they did also send over Serene Sienna. This might give me a little bit more. Okay, yeah. There's some amount of negativity about these no buys, and I don't really get it, because even if we don't accomplish the end goal of fixing everything politically, no matter what, you will become a more smart consumer. We started with 1 day, then we're moving on to these kind of more targeted 1 week situations, and no matter what, you're limiting yourself in what I think is very feasible ways. Remember how at the beginning of this video I said that it was going to be imperfect no matter what I do? One thing I absolutely think about is that even though I sit here and say things like, hey, you don't have to shop this sale, 21 Days of Beauty coming up, right? We'll have this conversation. Even though I say things like that, even though I talk about, you know, shopping more mindfully, I'm still a beauty channel. I love buying stuff. I love buying stuff. What am I going to be in denial about that? But that doesn't negate the fact that there is something called shopping addiction. It's real. It absolutely exists. And on the other side of that, it isn't never buying anything. It's buying what you need and using it. Shopping mindfully. And I feel like having a political motivation, am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. But to me, that makes this whole taking back shopping as within our control, it makes it even more meaningful, perhaps? I don't know. I just personally don't see any cons. We are going to switch from buying Nestle corporate businesses to small indie businesses. How are we missing out? This sounds amazing. Sign me up. I'm signed up. I'm signed up. One more product. I still haven't put on an SPF lip balm, but I found one in the US with very interesting ingredients. I bought this on Flip, and they tried to cover up the ingredients. I wonder why. I wonder why. It said it's an SPF 30 lip balm. When I got it in, there is no mention of that on the packaging, and I just have to wonder, are we making this product up to US regulations by keeping the same exact ingredients list and just not advertising it as an SPF product? Seems that could be a reasonable way of approaching this. All right, my friends, we're coming to the end of this video. I don't really have a good way to close out this video, you know? It was such a lot in today's video. I hope that the future of this channel can just be we keep going, but there's a lot of uncertainty. I'm gonna do what I can, which is speak up. I'm gonna do what I can with do these no buys. I'm gonna do what I can and maybe leave the country if it comes down to it. I might have to. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I will have affiliate links to the products I talked about, most of them, not all of them, but most of them will have affiliate links in the description box below if you would like to help support the channel. It is absolutely optional, of course. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful upcoming week. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all next time.